This Sunday, ABC's Jonathan Karl welcomed Eric Trump, Donald Trump's least favorite child of the ones whose names he knows. That is Brett's joke. I'm giving him credit. It was awesome. Eric Trump is woefully incompetent. Karl brought up the New York Times report exposing how Donald Trump used the presidency to enrich himself, violating the emoluments clause in exchange for government handouts. And here is how Eric responded.
My response: we've lost a fortune. My father's lost a fortune running for president. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He wanted to do what was right. The last thing I can tell you Donald Trump needs in the world is this job. He wakes up in the morning and he has to fight you, and he has to fight the entire media, and he has to fight the Democrats, and he gets punched in the head every single day.
But back to the story.
He doesn't need this job, and he's lost. My father has lost a fortune, an absolute fortune, doing what he does. You compare that to Joe Biden.
But back to this story. How is it appropriate?
Let me finish.
Let me finish. His voice cracked because he's petulant and also really dumb. He mixed up the reports. That was not the report that was being discussed by Jonathan Karl there. This was the second or the fourth, I guess, leg of this New York Times expose, the swamp that Trump built. This was the one here that he was discussing the emoluments violations. He was Eric Trump thinking about the previous story that outlined all the fortunes that his father had lost by being such a terrible businessman, and all of his taxes being so low despite reportedly being so rich, even though he's just a poor rich man who's so in debt. But I'll let you respond to that, Jayar, because that was amazing.
There's so many Trump financial scandals that Eric can't keep up with them. He gets them all confused, even in his talking points, and pushing back against them. Oh, well, I mean, that wasn't. Well, my father isn't broke. Well, we're not talking about that right now. We can talk about that next if you'd like. But we can go into all the rest of the case. So he has to remember, whenever they appear on these shows, there's a certain approach that they have to take. Just like you'll see a debate where that the candidate is hitting certain lines. And he had to hit certain lines, and he had no idea to think about the question, or at least hear the question, before he delivered the right line. So Jonathan Karl was probably sitting there like, well, bro, that's not, we can get to that and that talking point later. But right now, let's talk about how you've enriched yourselves in the White House. And secondly, Eric, if he's lost a fortune doing this stupid job that he should be stupid doing, how about he leaves the stupid job that he shouldn't be stupid doing, go back to his stupid hotels and his stupid golf courses? It's such disdain for what he's saying he's doing for the country. He's been pushing it since he ran. He's like, I don't have to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. You guys know how much I'm sacrificing to do this stupid thing for you guys? You guys suck, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I have an idea, leave and go back to your great life. You're so wonderful without running the United States of America. Go back and have some fun then.
Yeah, well,
that talking point.
He says he's doing it for the service, which is hilarious. No one actually believes that. But he's terrified to go back because he has all this debt waiting for him, and he thinks that if he's president, that the debt collectors and the big banks that he owes all this money to aren't going to come after him. When he's not president, that could bring him down. So just to give you guys a little bit of context about what that New York Times piece that Eric Trump neglected to actually respond to said, the Times found over 200 companies, special interest groups, and foreign governments that patronize Mr. Trump's properties while reaping benefits from him and his administration. He offered 5 Mar-a-Lago members ambassadorships and appointed others to advisory roles in his administration. This is David Storch here, whose company, AAR Corp, was locked in a lobbying battle over federal contracts. And then he posted this photo. And then, since Mr. Trump took office, AAR has announced 10 new federal contracts worth a total of $1.35 billion. Mr. Trump attended 34 fundraisers held at his hotels and resorts, events that brought his properties another $3 million in revenue. Sometimes he lined up his donors to ask what they needed from the government. So it's as clear as day, that's corruption 101. But by the way, Washington is less interested in the emolument stuff because they do a lot of the corruption themselves. So they want to focus a lot on Russia. They want to focus a lot on Ukraine, all of those things that didn't directly reflect on their own corruption. But one more Eric Trump clip, because this also was a doozy. He didn't get extremely high-pitched and petulant and scream, "Let me finish here," but this was also beautiful because he doesn't know what a vaccine is.
My father literally started day one creating this vaccine. He worked to push this vaccine, and now my father just took it. And you see how well he got over it.
Wait,
I think it's an inspiration. I think as Americans, John, we should be very proud of that.
Can you clarify that? You said your father just took a vaccine?
Meaning when he was in Walter Reed, the medicines that he was taking, and
the therapeutics.
He felt horrible. And on Saturday, again, I spoke to the man 3 times on Saturday, and he sounded tremendous. And I think it goes to show the power of medicine and in this country, and how far that that we've come on COVID in the last 6-7 months.
Yeah, Eric Trump doesn't know the difference between treatment and vaccine. And notice how he went out of his way to say how many times he spoke to Daddy on Saturday. I don't think he did, dude. I don't think he really calls you.
Or if he did, he's definitely proud. He's like, man, I sent an all-time record. I spoke to Dad 3 times today. And the 3rd time, he actually picked up the phone and has been talking to someone.
Not just his voicemail this time.
We usually talk through voicemail. So vaccine versus medicine, I think he said later. I feel like he used 3 different terms there, but yeah, he took the vaccine. Then that's why we have these life-saving medicines, and so once Karl interrupted him and said, "Wait, let me hear this again. You said he took a vaccine?" And that's when the one light, the Christmas light size light, came off in his head, and he said the one bulb twisted in and finally worked. And he goes, "Oh, man, I messed that one up. Okay, well, let me just push back through it. Maybe talk over him." So once the stuttering and the talking over happens, it's just, let's get by this because I just screwed this entire thing up. But I still don't think he understands what it is he did. I still don't think he does. It's not like he went, "Oh, I misspoke. What I meant to say was," because he didn't say that because he has no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, and it's not like he gets off air and there's a bunch of people being like, "We have to correct that messaging." It's all just, "Oh yes, yeah. We nailed it. We nailed it, bro. We nailed it. Let's go, sip on some extremely expensive alcohol that you don't deserve."
This year, before I catch the flu, maybe I'll wait to catch this year before I go get the vaccine because it works so well.
Yeah, you get the flu, then the vaccine, then you're all good. I should, in 2018, I was supposed to be on the road for TYT. I caught the flu right before I had to cancel all my field events. I should have known. I'm the dummy. I just need to go to the CVS and get a vaccine, and I would have been able to do my work. TYT, you really dropped the ball there.
Man, these 200 and what's our number at? 212,000 plus dead Americans. I'm sorry if I miss the numbers because I never want to misconstrue the numbers or undershoot them because all those people mattered. But this number of deaths, if they just knew about the vaccine / cure / medicine / steroids / drug mix, I'm not sure which one it is, but if they only had access to it, everything would be fine. They don't understand the insults that they throw at people when they say that he just got the vaccine, he just got the cure. So where the hell is it for everyone else then, huh? This whole time, it just popped up once he caught it last week. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's the point. Like Chris Christie, who's obese, he's beating it. Why? Because he's rich and he has access to this stuff, and that should enrage everybody. Same thing with Donald Trump.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, Jayar. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.